I got to tell you something about my mother. My mother just had somebody just came in Southland, just came telling me, "Oh, you're taping again," like as if like I can't talk and have a freeness of speech in this country. I was born in this country and I have the freedom of speech. And I was trying to find a way to be able to get into the point where I can associate with the people I want to associate. And she's been making sure I can't do nothing. Nothing I want to do. The only thing I do here that makes me happy is to be here without being with her. And now she's probably going to try to find a way to make me have to live with her again. She said something about that. She said that there's apartments empty where she lives, and I said, "Well, do you think I could live back after I get better, after I get well, I can live back near you and Joshua?" She said, "Well, we'll see." And she does that. Even when she had supposedly had gotten, when I had attacked her, because Erica said, I heard her voice out downstairs in the alley. I heard her say, "I'm gonna make you beat your mother." And I really went through it. I tried my hardest not to do anything to hurt her. She came on to me and started biting my leg and made it black and blue. And then when I did what I did, I really don't know how I could have done it, but I was mad at her. It's true that I was mad at her because I had twins in the other apartment we had been in, the suite we had been in. I had twins when my dad was there, and I had gotten married with Michael in 1983 in that suite. And then they took the babies away from me when I gave birth to them. My dad took the babies away. And then when we moved and my dad wasn't with us, she was saying, "You may never have those kids. You may never have your kids." And I had forgotten that she had given me eggs that were hers. I had eggs, but somebody had cut me or something had happened, and I had my eggs. I was losing my eggs, and she knew it, and so she was giving me some of her eggs to put inside of me. She put some of her eggs inside of me, right there inside of me, face to face. She stuck it in past my cervix. She pushed them in past my cervix. And yeah, it felt good because of course you're gonna feel good with something brushing up against your cervix. But that's what happened, and I was afraid of her to say no to her, and I let her do it to me. And she knew that blood. She knows that brothers and sisters say in the Bible that the Bible says that Jehovah says abstain from blood. So that was like me getting blood, and I won't make it because I have blood from her. She doesn't care. Unless Jehovah somehow figures, well, I was under a spell, so I didn't try to stop her. So, because I was under a spell, maybe he will help me because of that. That keeps me going. Also keeps me going because I know Jehovah's going to make those that I love have a happy life. Those that are really doing what he tells them to do, those that deserve to be happy in his eyes, he's going to make them happy. He's going to make sure you get along. I'm tired of people hurting people. I'm tired of hearing about people hurting people all the time. But I do find ways of knowing how he's miraculously moving things about, how things are happening like the Bible said. And I know, I have faith, and I know, and I have hope that things are going to be better. And he might have better for me, too, in the future. So I wanted to get back to what I said. I was going to say that here I am finding ways. I find ways to add on to my money. I make money. And I make money because the banks hold on to my money because I don't live extravagantly. I don't live fabulously. I live, just sort of wealthy. And I give away loads of money because I have loads of money. And Jehovah said, you can't be rich. You can't strive for riches and serve God. You can't serve two gods. You can't love rich money and riches and God at the same time. So it says also in the Bible, it says the rich, all Jehovah's asking is the rich give help the orphans and the widows in their time of tribulation. That's for the rich. And I also don't go around trying to figure out how to make money all the time. But what I do is when I think of it, of how I'm getting along, I will say, okay, Jehovah, my money might be getting down low now. Can you please reimburse me like the way you had started? I know he knows how times I've been through. He knows how I have been so sad and so grief stricken. If you read Isaiah chapter 54, you'll understand what I'm saying, what I really believe is me in in the Bible. And he talks about, my mother says, no, he's not talking about a woman. He's not talking about you, and all that kind of stuff. And she doesn't want me to believe. She doesn't want me happy. When she gets so jealous that she hates me to be happy, and that's the danger zone. She's not gonna make it if she keeps doing that. And she needs to turn around. There's still time for her to turn around. I think there's still time for her to turn around and to act like Paul. Paul was Saul that killed Christians and beat Christians up. Persecuted and killed Christians. But then he changed when Jesus said, "Paul, why are you persecuting me?" He goes, "I have sinned against Jehovah," and he started to turn and talk about Jesus Christ. And he was talking about Jesus, and he lived the rest of his life devoted to Jehovah God and Jesus Christ, doing what he's supposed to do. And I believe he's one of the apostles that's in heaven because he died. And he said something about in the Bible. He said that it's a sacred secret that the anointed are changed in the twinkling of an eye from a mortal body or a mortal soul to an incorruptible one. In other words, into an angel. Angels are incorruptible. But Jehovah knows how to destroy them because he knows how to do anything. He's going to destroy Satan the devil, and the demons because they become corrupt. They were able to live forever. They were perfect at first, but they just started to turn. On their own, they decided to do that because Jehovah always gives us the power of choice. It's like he knows us, and he knows us so well. And you can tell he knows us so well because he gave us the power of choice. So he can choose to do what he wants to do. So he's fair with us, and he gives us the chance to choose what we want to do because we didn't make ourselves, and he knows that too. He knows he's the one that gave us life. If you like it, you'll do what he tells you to do. Do what he tells you to do. And he'll bless you even with more that you like. He knows you like. But if you don't like his life and you don't love him, then he's not gonna force you to love him, and he will destroy you. And that's what he's gonna do. That's what he did in the time of the flood with Noah he saved Noah and his family because they loved Jehovah. They loved him. They appreciated everything they had. They counted their blessings. And everybody else in the whole world disobeyed and was evil. It was because Satan, the devil, had gotten into those people, had made Nephilim come into the land from sleeping with the women, and they had giants because the angels are higher than humans, and they made the angels, and the angels became giants and everything, and that's why it would happen. But I wanted to say this. I have so much money that I have got to get rid of the money. That's what a brother told me. He said, get rid of your money. Get rid of the money. And the brothers and sisters are told in the Bible not to take any of the money when people start giving money. I see on these videos, on some of the videos here in YouTube, people just give my money away. They used to not do that. But the Bible says it was going to happen. That people will start giving money away, throwing money in the street. And I don't know why they're doing it, except for some of them feel like they want to be good people because they know the times are getting bad. But then there's some people might do it because out of spite, out of hate somehow, that they feel that they don't want certain people to be, they don't want it to be an in thing for people to be rich. So they feel like people are starting to become rich and find a way to become rich, and they don't want it to happen to be the best thing to happen, so they throw it money away. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe that's not what it is. But anyway, so I have ways to find the diamonds that I saw when I lived in Downey Community Health Center. I lived in Downey Community Health Center. My mother put me in there. She knew that I was going to see it. She knew. She works. She doesn't hardly work hard at all. She knew that I was going to see that because after I was persecuted by her, hung on a cross and a torture stake by her and my brother, because my brother, who had gotten raped by some kids that my mother knew their fathers weren't Jehovah's Witnesses, but the kids were kind of rowdy and they were very high horse, very, you know, we lived together. We didn't live together, but we were raised growing up with these kids ever since we were little, and these girls, and we would hang around with each other and everything, go places with each other, see each other, you know, now and then. And my sister, she was in it too, and my sister can get so evil, so downright evil. She wants the world. She wants to live a life like the world. She wants to be where she can get anything she wants, and she seems to want everything. But I don't know, maybe not. But then there's I gave money to this woman that just told me, Desiree, you're making videos again. She says, I said, well, I can make videos of myself of my own business. And she said, no, I don't know. Like, that's not really, that's way out of line. I'm 56 years old. I should be able to talk about what I want to talk about in my own life. I really should. She constantly talks about people that she wants to talk about. She'll talk about me like a dog. And I gave her money. I gave her a lot of money. And there's people that are starting to believe this. They know I did because they know I've given them money. I even gave money when I first started. I call myself giving money to some of the stars that I like. So I heard, you know, that in the reading of the Bible, which might have been added on, that if you give to a rich person, you become of poverty. If you give to a rich person, you become of poverty. That's what I saw in the Bible, but it might have been somebody might have added that by spellbounding and making people that they want to hear, that read that Bible, they want to see that in the Bible. They make them see that in the Bible. And that's why Jehovah's going to be very upset. He's going to be upset with his people. He's going to be just so upset because when people start acting like, oh, we've been taught that the love of the greater number is going to grow cold, so I don't want to help because it's the love of the greater number. And it's the ones that have not founded their faith on the rock mass. They founded it on the sand, so when a little bit brushes up against their faith or their integrity, they're falling apart. They're not standing up. They're not standing up for their brothers and sisters, and they're not getting themselves into maybe even dying. A true witness will die for their brother and sister. That's what a true witness will do. Not supposed to act like, oh no, they're gonna kill me. I can't do that. I can't help you because they're gonna kill me, or I can't do that. I can't teach them that. You know, there's people that are teaching that it's okay to be scared. It's okay not to be bold. It's okay not to. It's okay not to tell a person the truth about what the Bible says about doing this, that, and the other. We're supposed to be boldly witnessing. We're supposed to, and the Bible says to hold on to what you've first been taught. He means to hang on to that. Jehovah says also in the Bible that there's nothing greater than a friend who will die for his friends or something like that. And it's because it's greater because they have faith that God will bring them back together again. That he will bring them back because they know that they've been doing what Jehovah wants them to do. They know they have a close relationship with Jehovah and know he's love, and they know that if they die, he will definitely bring them back. That's the way Job was. And Job got blessed he's going to be back, but he also got blessed tw- t- um, double from everything he had lost. He lost his family, he lost his health, he lost his money, he lost his things, and he got double the things back. He got a nice wife, he got a nice wife, he got nice children, he got everything to try and help him back. When he comes back, he's probably going to be able to see his family that he lost. He'd probably be able to also have his family that he lost. Jehovah wants to give bountifully. He's a God of love, but he's only going to do that to those that obey him. And some people might say this is not good news because they don't think it's fun to obey God. But if you try and you talk to him and you pray to him, show him your feelings and show him, God, I don't think this is good. I feel like I'm not living because I don't the rules and regulations of your law is just too hard. You can ask him to help you, and he will help you. He will help you when you turn around. If you really want life and you're afraid of Jehovah, you talk to him. You tell him how you feel. You tell him how, just like you would tell a best friend or talk about him into a best friend. Remember, he's the one that came out with the personalities to give out. He's the one that came out with a mind to be able to think. And he definitely knows what he's thinking. And he knows what you're thinking. He knows your ways. And he knows what's best for everyone. And so when I said I have a way with money, I have a way with the diamonds that I saw on the field, it was so many diamonds that each diamond was worth so much, that shined so greatly and so brilliantly. And I had been praying to Jehovah ever since I was 6 years old that I would be able to help him sanctify his name. I've been asking him, please, Jehovah, help me come up with ideas to sanctify your name. I want to be close to you. I want to draw close to you. And I know he's been hearing me pray this way. I say through Jesus Christ's name. And I was doing what I was supposed to be doing. I was going out in field service. I was not saluting the flag. I was not, doing things I was supposed to do when I was growing up. No, I wasn't perfect. Some of the things I did were imperfect, it's true. But I also was my heart was to Jehovah. I prayed every day. Every day I prayed to Jehovah. And I glorified, I worshiped him. I worshiped him and I brought honor to his son, Jesus Christ. I did so. And my mother raised me that way. And that's why I always thank her. I don't always thank her, but I'll thank her a lot. Every day I thank her for what she's done for me, just about, but I thank her for her raising me on the witness religion because I know it's the best way to go. I know it's the best thing that can happen to a person is Jehovah. I know that because he's the one that's almighty. He can do anything. He can change himself into anything he wants to change himself in order to accomplish his purpose. He can do anything he wants. But he's not going to, he's perfect, and he does not bend backwards and over to the left or over to the right because he's perfect. And he knows his way is perfection and he doesn't make a mistake. So he knows that if he was to bend this way, he would be too weak. And if he was to bend that way with his word, if he was to go on his word against his word, things would not be as perfect. He knows he's perfect. And so if you study the word, his word, and you pray to him all the time, he'll show you through your life that must have been God that helped me do that. That must have been God that got me through this. That must have been God that did this, that, and the other. Because I've had miracles happen to me. I prayed to him. I said, Jehovah, your love. You're a God of love. The Bible says God is love. I said, I love my neighbors. I love my enemies. I wish my enemies and I could get along. I wish that you had your world the way you wanted to have it, because I know the scientists come from you too. Scientists' minds come from you also. You're the greatest. You've created everything. Everything comes through you, through your life force, and I believe so. I believe that looking around, studying the earth and studying things in school and studying things the way they've happened, I can tell that Jehovah is the one that has brought things that happen, but he wants his son to be known also. So he's patient. he wants his son to be known because he loves his son. And he allowed his son to go through what he wanted him to go through, so because he loves us too, just as much as he loves his son, I believe. And he loves us. He loves a son, and like it says in Jeremiah, something about those saying that you love, that you telling them that you love them. It's like I'm not telling the ones that are being disobedient and know they're sinning. Though anybody who sins on purpose will not live. The Bible says those that sin against law, against God's law, they sin on purpose. That brings forth death. Sin wages for death. So if you're practicing sins that you know that Jehovah doesn't want you to do, unless you really don't understand the truth, you haven't studied or something like that, he's going to destroy you. If you study the Bible and you're sinning and you know what you're doing is wrong and know it's detestable to Jehovah, you're not going to make it. Unless somehow Jehovah figures it's not long-suffering, unless he figures you're out of control, you lose self-control. I don't know. I think that maybe self-control is the one thing that self-control is a thing that we're supposed to have, self-control. And if we don't practice self-control because it depends on Jehovah. He's the one with the higher thoughts and the higher ways. He's the one that's going to judge. He taught his son how to judge. So we know he's going to judge. And he's going to teach his 144,000 how to judge also. Because they're going to help judge with Jesus Christ after the Armageddon, when the unrighteous are resurrected. They're going to judge when Satan the devil is put in the abyss and out of the abyss after 1,000 years, after the 1,000 years is ended from Jesus. We're going to be in the new order before the end of his 1,000-year reign, which started in 1914. Before the end of 1914, before the 100,000 years of 1914, which started then, before the end of that, we're going to be in a world created by Jehovah, and it's going to be a world run by Jehovah God and Jesus Christ. Jehovah God is he's always in control. He's always manipulating things the way he foresees it to come. He takes delight in what he delights to take it, to come into. And his word does not go out of his mouth without coming back with results. It says that in Isaiah chapter 55, verse 11. And Jesus and Satan the devil, I'm not going to get into Satan the devil. Everybody knows Satan the devil is wrong. Everybody knows he's not right. But those that don't, they're gonna get a rude awakening when it's gonna be like a thief in the night, into them like a thief in the night. Oh, I don't think you've been hearing everything I've been saying. I accidentally put my finger down here and it closes the mic. I really been wanting to say what I wanted to be saying. Anyway. So because the banks hold a lot of money, and they like people that hold a lot of money. There's a lot of people that want to spend their money. They don't like to keep the money in the banks, but I keep my money in the banks. I've got a movie in the bank for them to study, just in case somebody starts trying to take all my money out the bank. You can't just get my money out the bank. But not only that, I'm not supposed to be worried, loving money. The only thing I use that money to help people with. But I'm trying to think about how to help more orphans. Widows, I've been able to ask Jehovah to help widows. He knows how to help widows. And there's something in the Bible that says something about be nice to everyone, because you never know when you're talking to an angel or something like that. You never know when a spirit is talking, something like that. I don't know, but that's what I got from it, the meaning I got from it. I don't know how it said it, but it said it where it was saying that there's angels that work with people too. And you never know. And that's also, I remember when I had 8 kids at once, 8 little babies at once. I asked God to please bring an angel to come take my babies out of there because I didn't want them to die. And so he did a trick. He took the children and went through the window and the bar windows that had bars on them. He went through the windows and he took them in a bundle. And then I asked, I called up there to the hospital I asked him to take them to and to find out if they were okay. And then finally I got a phone call that this woman that was working there, she told me, Desiree, did you send some kids up for adoption? She said, how did you get them out here? We didn't see no kids or something like that, she said. And she was mean to me too, but well, I'm gonna cover that up. Anyway, I got kids that are young kids too, not just grown kids with kids, but kids that are young. And I've had a lot of them. I've asked Jehovah to have a lot of them. Because of my faith, Jehovah is strong. Because of my faith, Jehovah blesses me a lot. It's like he loves those that believe in him. And also Jesus Christ too. Jesus Christ loved people when they believed in him. He would make them well because they had faith in him. He is not going to help those that don't believe in him. It's like talking to a wall. Anyway, I wanted to say that no weapon formed against me shall have any success. That's what the Bible says. But Jehovah allows me to be punished for some reasons because he wants me to be ready. Because I have to let his name be known. I have to let his name be sanctified. It's not all about me. It's not all about me in this system of things, making myself glorified, bringing glory to myself. It's for him. It's to help him. He's the one that's been letting everybody do what they want to do, and he hasn't really showed us what the reason why he's got everything on earth the way he's done things. He hasn't brought around all of his purpose yet. He wants the earth to be filled with people. And now he wants 144,000 to go to heaven with him, to live in heaven with him. So we'll see what happens. Revelation chapter 21 and 22 says a lot about, look, I am making all things new. So it's going to be a paradise because Jesus said, you will see me in paradise when he was on the torture stake. And he was talking to the thief. He told him that we will see you you will see me in paradise. And so the earth is probably going to be a paradise, like he said. He doesn't lie. His Father doesn't lie. And, but there was also something that said in the back that said, look, I am making all things new. Also, there's someplace in the Bible where it says, in the other part of the Bible where it says, don't remember that. Don't remember that. Look, I am making all things new, or something like that. People take that meaning, don't remember what he said in the Bible. That's not what he means. He means to keep studying his word in the Bible because he's a perfect God. He doesn't make mistakes. But he wants us to remember what he was showing us because he knows what he's showing us. He knows what he's doing. And everybody that does his will, reads his Bible every day and every night in the undertone, and who does what he tells them to do, they're successful in everything they do. That's what the Bible says. You will be successful in everything you do. He means things that Jehovah wants you to be successful in, I believe. So, hopefully I can keep this phone. I want this phone. I don't like the fact that my mother was making it where she's actually making, I think she's got a computer or she's got it hooked up to another machine where she makes my draft go. I can't talk to my brother. I can't talk to Brother Clemens. And she's got a draft on it. Whenever I write something, it comes up draft. When I write to my sister or I write to her, it's not draft. But everything else I try and write to is a draft. And then she has all these names of these people that I had gotten here. These people gave me their numbers. They all gave me their numbers. I think they want me to preach to them or something. I'm not sure. But she told me not to call anybody I don't know. So I was obeying her. But still, there's been people that told me, they said, Desiree, we gave you our numbers. We're waiting for your call or something like that. There's a lot of numbers I got. And when she had my phone, I don't know what she did with it. Knowing her, she got nosy and called those people and told them what she wanted them to know about what wanted them to know about me. Because she'll do that in a minute. She will talk about me, and she got the nerve to say, Desiree, how could you talk about me? You talk about me, you say some horrible, horrible things. And she says, and she will talk about you and say some horrible things. But anyway, I really wish that she would let me be me. Let me be me. That's what I want. And that's all I can say for right now. Bye.